Good evening and welcome to Law Talk, the show that brings the Constitution, the events of the day, and special guests to you each month. And tonight we're very fortunate we have Donald Trump. Donald, what subjects are we covering today?
Well, first of all, Jim, I want to say thank you very much. Tonight's going to be huge. It's going to be beautiful. I'm so happy you invited me on Law Talk. And our first subject is going to be about BleachBit. But first, let me tell you, I am so happy, I'm so relaxed to find out. When I first started this politician business a year ago, I was really worried about this kind of debates and these kind of shows. Now I find out that my campaign manager just has to call CNN and they give you all the answers and all the questions. And so thanks CNN for giving me all the questions and all the answers. This is just great. This is a lot easier than I thought. Not only that, I found out that I just call the New York Times and they print whatever I tell them to. This politician business is not so bad. But anyway, let's talk about BleachBit. Now,
well, wait a minute, I have one thing. So you talked to Donna Brazile over at CNN.
Yeah, Donna Brazile.
And then you just go right to the top at New York Times, right?
New York Times.
And you have all the editorial rights on every one of your stories.
Yeah, they're not going to say a word about Donald Trump unless I
okay it. Oh, my God. That's fantastic.
Great.
How can you go wrong?
Yeah, I thought this was a tough job. It's easy. The whole thing's completely rigged. Okay.
All right, so what's our first subject, Donald?
BleachBit is this great thing. Now, it used to be you got served with a subpoena, and you're supposed to cough up a bunch of information they're going to be used in a lawsuit or a trial or a criminal prosecution. Now they've got this BleachBit, and all you do is BleachBit all your documents and all your servers.
Is this like when I want to whiten my shirts, I throw in some bleach and it's good to go?
Exactly.
Or is this different than that?
Exactly. Well, it's more like acid washing your shirt. When you throw a shirt in there, there is no shirt. It's gone. So this is great stuff. Now, what happened on March 4th, Congress subpoenaed Hillary's email server because before, for a couple of years, Congress didn't know there was a secret server.
Oh, a secret server.
Yeah, this is the secret.
Does that go along with the secret sauce?
The one in the secret basement, yeah. And so when they found out about it, Justice called the Hillary campaign and said, you better start getting rid of this stuff. So Hillary called their PRN, and who runs their server.
Wait a minute, who's PRN?
That is the people who run the server.
Would that be Platte River Network?
Yeah, Platte River. They called him, and so they got a heads up from Justice that stuff was gonna start happening.
Oh, Justice called them first and let them know that things were going on.
Yeah, that's another thing I figured out. You don't have to worry about being prosecuted. Anytime you commit a crime,
you just call Justice and you say, help us out.
Before Justice makes a move, they call you up and say, oh, we're gonna search this, we're gonna search that. So make sure you hide it.
By the way, the judge on the bench is about to rule against you.
So basically, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
You don't have to worry about things, right?
So anyway,
what did Platte River do, Donald?
So Hillary told Platte River before the subpoena, because she got word that there was going to be some trouble, to kill everything that was older than 90 days old.
Wait a minute, when you say kill everything, are we talking back to this BleachBit?
Yeah, like destroy all the evidence.
Destroy the evidence. Destroy. There's no intent in destruction of evidence. Is that correct?
Well, not anymore. Not if
Justice.
Oh,
not anymore. This is the new America.
Not as long as Justice gives you the head up.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
But Loretta Lynch has to be on board for that one, doesn't she?
Well, you got to be on board on the Tamarack, on the airport
that's
landing
right.
strip.
On the tarmac.
If you're on the tarmac.
Simultaneously with, funny enough, Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
The ex-president.
So as long as you talk to him, so that's no problem.
That's no problem.
If you're getting investigated, it doesn't matter. All you have to do,
problem.
You send your husband over to talk to the AG, and then
I can send my wife over. Hey, don't worry about that indictment for that $100 million that we got out of nowhere. It's just another thing between friends.
It's all gets taken care of. So anyway, but the thing is, Platte River Network, they didn't do it on time. They didn't delete everything, right?
What? Are these guys, are they paid more than $10 an hour?
Well, anyway, it was on the inbox. They didn't get it done. They didn't.
They got it on the inbox.
They didn't do the 33,000 emails. So then Hillary.
33,000 emails was on the inbox?
Was in the server.
Oh, in the server.
But I mean, Platte River Networks didn't do the task they were assigned to do, which was kill everything more than 90 days old.
Were they too busy in Colorado getting stoned?
I get Rocky Mountain High. Right. But on March 4th, 2015, Congress subpoenaed Hillary's email server.
Uh-huh.
And then they called PRN and they said, is everything taken care of? They talked to Paul Gambetta, and Paul said, had an oh shucks moment.
Oh shucks!
That's not like
we haven't got to it yet.
That's kind of like I thought I saw a putty cat.
Yeah,
I thought I saw a putty cat. Yeah.
But, it's the clean version.
Okay,
it's the PG rating.
Oh no, another thing that's part of our Nobody can ask me about putty cats.
Oh, no putty cats tonight.
No putty cats.
Donald, are you sure there's no putty cats
no
out there
putty
tonight?
Cats. I didn't see no putty cat.
Are you putting out some? Okay.
Okay. So anyway, they found. So they, then Cheryl Mills and Newman Aberdeen and Hillary got together.
Wait a minute, isn't that the little troika of gangsters? Oh,
no, they're attorneys, and so they're the ones.
They're attorneys.
They're the one who decided.
They're all attorneys.
What was personal and what was funny. They were the attorneys working for state, working for the foundation, and working for some other corporations.
But I thought they all worked all different organizations.
All simultaneously.
You know what's interesting about that? There's like a built-in conflict of interest when you work for like several different agencies that are all in conflict.
Not only,
what do you mean? There's no such thing as a conflict of interest?
Not
in this universe.
Not with this one. And so then, not only was she a target of the investigation, and not only did she get immunity to give her
you're talking about Cheryl Mills.
Computer, but she also sat in the FBI
interview. Oh,
so she's a target,
a
witness, and also working as
an attorney working to protect her. You know what's funny, Mark?
Okay.
I have never heard,
because she didn't know anything.
In all of my career, I have never heard of putting the witness in the FBI interview while you're subject to
a target.
And the target,
and
already given limited immunity for production of document immunity. And magically, she's got to be there defending the person that's the target of the investigation.
So anyway,
I've never heard anything like this.
So anyway,
Mark.
that group gets together and they go, oh shucks.
Oh shucks.
Oh shucks.
I'm sure that's the words they use.
And then State said we didn't know anything about the secret server.
State.
And Obama said we didn't know anything about the secret server. But it's funny, Obama had emailed Hillary on the secret server for years.
And
under a
I
code name.
Understood that the president used a pseudonym when he was emailing Hillary on that secret server.
But I don't know what that code name was. I'd like to know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But anyway, and so everybody didn't know about it until they knew about it.
But nobody knew about it.
Oh, nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew about it. And
nobody can know about it.
And so anyway,
but it sounds like a lot of people knew about it.
And so they say, well, we got to delete them now. So after the subpoena is served, the order goes out to Paul Gambetta to get these things, BleachBit, which is a special program that electronically shreds things on the server, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was 33,000 emails, which were about yoga and weddings.
They were all about Chelsea's wedding. That's a lot of talk about Chelsea's wedding, by the way.
What's interesting about it,
I wonder how many yoga positions was that?
And then also there was a Justin Cooper who took the cell phones. There was 13 cell phones, smashed a bunch of them with a hammer.
Oh, with a hammer.
With a hammer.
There's that old song, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning.
And then not only that, then the FBI guy Comey, who's in this as deep as...
but he's been said he's a Republican.
Yeah, he's as deep as anybody.
Donald, did you know he's a Republican?
He's as
Do you
deep
think
as
he's
anybody.
voting for you, Donald?
And he's as deep as any of this. Anyway, so he gave immunity to Huma and Paul and Justin and Tom Betta. So all the key witnesses and targets all got immunity. Instead of serving with subpoena to get their laptops. And then guess what the FBI did with the laptops?
What'd they do with the laptops?
They destroyed all the laptops.
Oh, magically. They destroyed. Okay, wait a minute. This is evidence that you give to the FBI as part of an investigation with the knowledge that the Congress is investigating the emails based on the Benghazi. This is where it started.
Right.
Magically now, the FBI did what with those computers?
Destroyed all the laptops.
Destroyed those computers. Holy moly.
No, the thing
I wish the DA I knew would destroy all our evidence.
So anyway, it turns out, I guess, that all the foundation stuff that did was like getting the $21 or $25 million from the Saudis, and also the newly leaked WikiLeaks thing shows that Hillary knew that the Saudis were funding ISIS and doing ISIS.
Oh, the Hillary knew that.
Well, yeah, that's in the WikiLeaks.
But she's been fighting them for 30 years.
Well, but she took $21 million from the Saudis. So that kind of explains what happened in Benghazi, the stand-down order, and all the rest of that.
Well, you realize that the gun dealer from Benghazi's finally come clean, and he said the Obama administration used him as the fall guy.
Right.
Because he was the no-name middleman that was supposed to ship the arms to Libya, to Syria, through Turkey. Funny enough, for state.
But I mean, the point of the
That
matter
was
is
when Hillary was running State Department.
And these new WikiLeaks things that weren't on the private server, because I guess they got hacked a different way.
They were on John Podesta's.
Podesta's, yeah. He was in this as deep as anybody.
Thank God he didn't erase everything with bleach bit, or we'd be washing clothes all night.
And so, but the point is, so ISIS and Hillary are on the same payroll of the Saudis, and so you can see how these things kind of work together. So
is this an intricate web of bribery and pay for play,
if
Mark?
any of those 33,000 emails ever became public, there'd be a lot of trouble.
I certainly hope they do become public. I'm looking for one email that says, bury the body over here. And hey, after all those bodies that are actually tied to the regime and the foundation, one email's got to talk about a body. Donald, aren't you afraid that you'll be buried as a result of this campaign?
No, well, the thing is, they got the 4 guys in Benghazi, that's for sure. But yeah, so they had to get rid of the, so they scrubbed the server with this bleach pit. After it was subpoenaed, they smashed the phones with hammers. The FBI destroyed the laptops, and everybody who said they didn't know anything about this has been turned to be using it for years.
Well, I got to tell you, Donald, we're going to hang on to that thought because I think we're going to move on to our next subject. And it is, funny enough, about Muslim terrorism in America.
So what happened?
Donald, what do you know?
What's happened here recently is that the powers that be, I don't know whether it's ISIS or the Islamic terrorists, the Muslim terrorists, you know, they have a lot of different names.
Oh, yeah.
But the point of the matter is
I understand it's workplace violence most of the time.
They're imams or they're sheikhs.
They're imams.
Whatever they have done, they issued a letter or a fatwa saying what they want to do is like a lot of constant little attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to be happening in America now is stabbings in alleys, stabbings in parking lots, stabbings in malls, because they want to destabilize.
No more AK-47s in the workplace?
Well, they'll be doing those.
Oh, they'll be doing those too.
But they want to have constant small ones all the time.
Oh, I see. They want to keep it going.
And also in their communiques, they said we have enough saboteurs, is what they call them, saboteurs, in the United States now that we can constantly be doing.
But wait a minute. I've been told by all the news programs these are all lone wolves. That they have nothing to do with the Nation of Islam. They have nothing to do with foreign terrorists. They have nothing to do. These are just poor, disgruntled young men.
Well, sure. But then Arian Keaton shot and killed 5 people at the Cascade Mall in Burlington,
isn't this
Washington.
the Washington shooting?
Washington.
Yeah.
And then we had Daha Ahmed Adnan, praise Allah, and asked who was a Muslim before he stabbed 9 people in the mall in St. Cloud. And so these are kind of the type of things that we're going to see probably daily.
The alleged lone wolf type of attacks,
but
right?
I'm just saying we've got enough saboteurs that they've got plenty in now, so not worrying of burning a few. Like San Bernardino and some of those in the Orlando were kind of bigger affairs, but they right now it's quite clear. I mean, even in the emails that WikiLeaks talked about, everyone knows that the refugees are infiltrated by
well, can I add something, Donald? You know, when I look at all those pictures about the women and children coming in as refugees, 3/4 of them are young men between the ages of 18 and 35. I do not see that many women and children in those massive lines that are coming across Europe. And this is why Germany, even Merkel is questioning, who did we let in?
Well, the thing is, they don't even have passports, and most of those
they don't even know who they are.
They just have a letter from the State Department. Okay, so
isn't that one of your positions about why we should not let them into the country?
Okay, well, here's another thing in these newly leaked emails. Hillary says that she wants to have open borders for the whole hemisphere, so no border at all.
My God, that's so wonderful.
So she wants to have
Are there unicorns on every street corner?
So there's going to be open borders, and so you're not going to need a passport anymore. But basically, there's enough. Like I said, there's enough saboteurs. Now let's talk a little bit about spies and saboteurs. Okay, the rule under the Geneva Convention: if you're working for a foreign state, a foreign agency, and you're on enemy territory like in the United States, and you make a military action, and you're not wearing a uniform, and the reason you're not wearing that uniform is to gain a military advantage, that makes you a spy or a saboteur. Now, a spies or saboteur have no rights under the Geneva Convention. They don't get taken prisoner of war. They don't get to the Red Cross. They can't write letters home. So the issue is here, should these people be taught, because they're not in an ISIS uniform.
Wait a minute. Well, you're saying should they be read their Miranda rights?
Well, this is under act of war. No, they would have no criminal rights at all.
Well, in that case, the police should shoot them down.
Well, they'd be spies. Well, the thing is, here would be the issue. If you're a spy, The only rule that really ever applies to spies, if you catch a spy, is whatever the sovereign nation, if they're on your territory, is most beneficial to that sovereign nation. Now, generally, that's viewed as reciprocity. Now, if you look at American spies who are caught by ISIS, they're generally beheaded or burned alive.
Or they're sunk in a river, in an iron cage, or whatever.
Or also, they have them cannibalize each other. So,
well, he gets hungry in those cages.
Well, the reason is if you cannibalize someone, you can't get to heaven under Muslim law. If you chop someone's head off, they can't get to heaven. So that's the reason that they're
Oh, you mean they're doing it for a religious reason when they cut the heads off?
Right.
It's not because they're just vicious psychopaths.
No, it's because
okay. Well, I want that to be clear.
No, but
there's a religious reason for cutting
the
the head off.
Quran and the Sharia, that's the thing. So anyway, so if you were going to do it under reciprocity, we probably shouldn't do any more than chopping their heads off or burning them alive.
Well, you know what? My old thing, I'd go back to what they did in the before World War I. They coat all the bullets with pig oil.
Okay.
So if you get shot with that, I mean, you're not going to heaven anyway if you're Islamic.
DHS gave at first they thought it was 900, then it was 1,600 people who are security concerned deportees. Accidentally gave them passports, no fingerprints, let them loose.
But they give them a voter's card. So because, and by the way, did they tell them, you vote Democrat, here's your card? So anyway, is that what they told them too?
So anyway, that is...
Isn't that what Hillary wants to do with that 65,000 new people?
That's actually the issue here, is if you've got an enemy combatant out of uniform, you know, should they be treated as a spy or saboteur? Okay, now also, we have some other things going on. Where I guess Catholics now are deplorables, irredeemables, backwards person, and the recent emails released. So it's okay if you're working for ISIS and you come in, but if you're a Catholic, you're irredeemable, you're backwards, and you need to be somehow
Well, wait a minute. I have a question. What do the Catholics in this country have to say about that kind of email?
Well, I say the Catholics don't have anything to say because they're deplorables, they're redeemables.
Well, wasn't that part of the Jan Blockface Palmieri came up with? She was sending that to Podesta, right?
So it's okay if you come here as a spy or saboteur,
and then you're ready to kill people.
But it's not okay if you're a Catholic.
But if you're a Catholic, heaven forbid, going to church and giving your penitence at church is definitely worse than going to behead somebody in downtown Detroit.
So anyway, there's a big deal here because they have, you know, this is the thing that's going to be happening more and more, these mall stabbings and these kind of things. And I'd say the only thing you really can do about that is for American citizens who don't have a felony, if they have, you know, concealed carry.
They should pack a weapon.
Yeah, concealed carry, because these are going to be so constant that, you know, the police aren't going to be able to get there on time.
Do you know that a lot of those attempts, you've had off-duty police officers that have shot the person dead. Thank God that they were present with a firearm, or who knows how many people would have been slaughtered. So the question is now, what if you don't have a gun because they've been outlawed?
Well, then they say you're supposed to run and hide, which is
the worst. You're supposed to run and hide and cry,
that's the worst thing to do, because running is really bad.
Well, you know what you can do is, since you have no more religion to pray to, you have to run and cry, not run and hide.
So anyway, but that's what's going on now. They're unleashing a lot of spies and saboteurs now, and then there's a big question of whether this is workplace violence or part of another crime. But when you look at this, you know, it's not like they're bumping off a liquor store.
Yeah,
it's not like they're robbing a bank.
I got to tell you, Donald, before we get into workplace violence,
there's actually something happened in Seattle today. It looked like they were trying to rent a plane into Pratt Industries, which does defense contracting. But I mean, the big issue is like, how many casualties do we take before we start considering these spies and saboteurs doing military operations, or how long do we say, well, these are just misunderstood lone wolves?
Well, anyway, on that final comment about lone wolves, I think we're going to move on to our final subject, Donald. And what is our final subject?
Well, we're talking a lot about erasing tonight. And so the IRS erased, okay, when you have servers, you also have these backup tapes, so which have lots and lots of emails. Okay, so on March 4th, 2014, and the Congress had been looking for these backup tapes for a long time. The IRS said they didn't exist. Then they found...
well, it started with Lois Lerner's tapes.
Yeah, these are
Lois Lerner's emails.
Right.
That magically got deleted.
Well, it didn't exist.
Oh, they didn't exist.
And then the IG found them.
But then they found them. But by the way, they were accidentally erased.
And then they got
And then
erased.
they were actually bleach pit.
Okay, so what happened? Lois Lerner.
There's a modus operandi
kind of
going
the thing
on
is
here.
like, they had the the Tea Partiers, right? The Tea Partiers and the more conservative groups, representing about 15 or 20 million voters. And
Is that all?
They were disenfranchised from the 2000s.
Is that part of the deplorables, Donald?
Yeah, that's the deplorable, the irredeemable of the deplorables. And so they were kind of disenfranchised. They weren't really able to participate in that election. And then they said, well, geez, this is a form of election rigging. But then all that information ended up getting, 422 computer backup tapes, and each of those tapes contains thousands or tens of thousands
Wait a minute. After Lois Lerner took the fifth and then went on to a paid retirement,
Well,
they brought in somebody honest, a Costigan or something.
Koskinen came in.
Yeah, and what did he do? He promised, you can trust me.
No, he said
I've been in service for 30 years. I've never been questioned. I believed him. What's going on now?
So anyway, he was the cleaner. He did the rest of the obstruction of justice, and now he's facing an impeachment.
Oh, an impeachment.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the big deal? What's an impeachment amongst friends
I'm
from
sure
the
he'll
government?
get immunity.
Hey, Big Bill. Big Bill.
He'll get a pardon. But anyway, that's kind of
He'll get a pardon for sure on
that's
that.
how
So
they
is
get-
Lois Lerner.
that's how they get-
unfortunately, our president, his last act will be pardon.
Well, the thing is, it's just kind of a
pardon.
you got to, like a joke. You call the 2012 election, it's not really an election. To claim this is the republic anymore, not really.
It's not.
It's like there's some guys running around.
Nah, it's a
gangsters,
totalitarian
saying,
banana republic.
I'm the president. Yeah, right. Whatever.
Sort of a banana republic.
Yeah, it's kind of a banana republic.
And, the only thing they're not doing is driving around vans full of money that belongs to me, that must be paid to me. They don't deliver that at the White House.
What about the $1.7 billion?
Yeah, that's an electronic. Well, wait a minute.
No, that was cash.
No. That was
1.7
very
billion.
important. That was not hostage money.
it wasn't hostage money.
No.
But
You're wrong.
Can you imagine how big of a plane you need for $1.7 billion?
You needed a cargo plane.
That's a big
And they
plane.
needed forklifts to unload it.
Yeah, forklifts.
And you know what's funny about that? They did it at night.
Yeah, they did.
In the dark, unmarked plane flying from Switzerland.
So
that's good.
This is kind of funny. This is the
Yeah, it's real funny. I wish the
United-
plane
no,
crashed next to my house.
The United States, the United States now is kind of like one of those joke countries we used to make fun of when we were kids. We used to go, Argentina's always going overthrown,
Yeah.
or like, whatever Marcos. We used to laugh at countries like this. Now we're in this banana republic. There is no law. Subpoenas mean nothing. The FBI is corrupt. The Justice Department is corrupt. The president is
State
corrupt.
Department's corrupt.
The State Department is corrupt. The election was rigged. CNN and
NBC,
Hillary,
CBS, ABC, the whole alphabet soup.
they
And you
all-
know what they're saying?
They all
They're
give
saying,
away the debate
You know what?
questions.
They all sent out the same thing after the conference call. You vote for Trump, we're firing you.
Yeah, right. Or say anything
You're
nice.
fired.
You're fired. So, now this is just a joke. And so, I guess you can call this United States of whatever.
Banana Republic.
Yeah, but it's not really a republic anymore.
No.
Now it's just a bunch of gangsters running around wearing hats that say, I'm the government, I'm the
But
government.
wait a minute, they're so cool.
Well,
they
they're
look so
cool.
cool.
They're cute, yeah.
You have to be cool and
They're
cute
cute.
now
Yeah, they're cute.
to be able to be a success in this government.
But anyway.
And you have to be on social
there
media.
really is-
Hi.
and then
You can trust me.
So you've got the IRS rigging the election, the FBI destroying evidence. Okay,
and the
you get
IRS destroying
the State
evidence.
Department and the
Except my
president.
tax bill.
The State Department and the Obama saying, we didn't know about the server, why they're emailing them back and forth. You've got a foundation that
Do you
takes...
think President Obama did not know that Hillary Clinton, who he ran against in 2008 and brought up the birther issue first, you remember that one, Donald. But anyway, do you think he didn't know what was going on in Chappaqua basement?
Well, the thing is, he was sending emails there. So basically, what we have is kind of a joke of a bunch of people pretending they're a government. And I would like to bring back like an actual republic, but the system's so rigged that it's really kind of hopeless, I think, at this
Are
point.
we
But we're
heading
going to
for
try the best.
Are
We'll
we
try our
heading
best.
for a President Caligula, Donald?
Yeah, well, I think we've already got the
And then she'll have to marry her horse.
Yeah, right. So anyway, what we got here, the IRS completely corrupt, rigged election. FBI completely corrupt. The GOJ completely corrupt. Department of State completely corrupt. The president, boldface lying, said he doesn't know about these servers, trying to cover up what he's involved. There's really
Let
nothing.
alone we're not even on the Iran deal. Let's not even go to who's going to have nuclear weapons next year. Well, of course, this president will be out of office when they bomb somebody in Israel.
And then when Hillary's selling the Russians all of our uranium for $300 million,
uranium.
$200 million.
You know why? That's funny. There was a big donation to the foundation after that.
$120 million.
Oh, only $120 million.
But they forgot to report
that because it came through Canada. That was a funny one. Where'd that come from? Only $120 million. Thanks. The foundation loves you. And by the way, here's the uranium supply.
So, I mean, I get in trouble for talking about putty cats, but these guys can run this whole banana republic, steal everything, corrupt every department of the federal government until it's just a joke.
Well, wait a minute. Let me bring you back to the beginning of this. The environment, Solyndra, and hundreds of fake solar companies that got free money through a corrupt politician out of Berkeley on orders from the White House. Well, and all that money vanished. So we start there, and now we're at the Banana Republic at the end of the time.
Well, also, if you,
come on.
Well, if you also look at
predictable.
If you're looking at Saudi Arabia, who's one of the biggest, Hillary's biggest, she's taken the most bribes from, a lot from Saudi Arabia, and because they've got a lot of money in from oil, and they want to keep the price of oil up. And as long as we're not drilling for oil, that keeps the price.
Well, you wonder why that they're crushing American energy.
They want to keep.
They want to crush the fracking, crush the natural gas, crush the coal. They want to crush every resource we have in this country so that our buddies who just happen to write 8- and 9-figure checks to the former president's foundation, magically, it's the environment.
Well,
and you know what's funny about all this? China's burning coal to the end of time. Saudi Arabia is pumping oil to the end of time. And you know what? They're saying, I need another 100 Ferraris. So, Bill, give me more.
But if you look at the people that Hillary took bribes, she took the $120 million from Putin.
Oh, that's no big deal.
He pumps a lot of oil.
But that's through Canada.
$20 or $30 million from the Saudis. They pump a lot of oil. So most of her biggest supporters are, oil producers.
But wait a minute. She's the environmental president.
Well, that's for us. You got to be environmental in the United States.
Oh, we have to be environmental. In fact, we have to drive little putt-putt cars. We plug in at night. Look at me. I'm driving my putt-putt. I'm honest. I'm a good, clean environmentalist.
Well, actually,
in reality,
electricals
come from coal. Give me a break. But they don't tell all the idiots that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's a lot of ways of looking at it, but basically what it is, that's the Saudis are running these things, the Russians are running these things. Hillary's taking a lot of money from these folks through her foundation, and those are what got deleted in those 33,000 emails.
Well, you know what? I'm wondering why nobody understands that the electorate pretends that everything's honest and above board. Because I know there's not 30,000 emails against my best friend's daughter's wedding. I know that his daughter's yoga class doesn't take 30,000 emails. So then when we talk about this,
well, the foundation was personal. That was personal with the foundation email.
Well, you know what? It's sort of like Star Wars. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. Good night, Donald, and thank you for joining Law Talk.
All right. Let's make America great again.
Make America great again.
Go out and vote on November 8th.